Hello, greetings, my friends. This is Gilles. I come back to speak about transcendental psychology. This is really what I'm talking about here, and I thank you very much for coming to see my videos. I'm gonna talk about different ideas today, but first I wanted to rebound on something I spoke yesterday. Is that life is unipolar. It is only you and God, and in truth there is only God, and it's only you. Everything is about this oneness of being, this unity of being that is God, that is you. Is in the Quran. The Quran, Allah says, do not worry about other people. And if you have a problem, it is with God that you need to solve it. Once you solve this problem with God, it is all powerful, and He will adjust everything that is needed. So it is, in a sense, our freedom lies in alignment with our soul. For our soul and spirit are always united, always working together. So it's about being, it's about you and you in reality. And so just that simplifies the process. Once you resolve the problem internally, whatever problem there is, then everything unfolds, everything open, breaks through. I want to discuss, I've been asked a question on how to raise your frequency. I mean, the thousands of videos I placed on this channel are all about that, all about sustaining this raise of consciousness, this raise of frequency, to elevate our mind, to open our heart, to feel more, to tune in to this higher frequency. But there are many things. First, TV and radios and news is old news, with a lot of negative details, so it's accelerating the process of negativity. So if you want to raise your frequency, do not spend hours watching news or whatever they call news, the disinformation channel, propaganda channels of the mainstream media. Also eliminate fluoride and aluminum from your toothpaste. If you've been using it, after 2 weeks you eliminate that, you'll see you'll get clarity of mind. For it's also about letting go of comfort product and to clean up your body, to let go of meat if possible. For I was vegetarian for many years, now I eat meat, but because I can deal with it. But when you eat meat and there is still all the energy of the animals that is within. Sometimes they have fear, and you have to deal with those fears when you bring it into your body. Yet if you're into the light, then you will transmute their fear and assist their soul into the elevation. But you need to be sure before you do that. So those are just direction and also letting go of fear, in a sense, letting go of fear, listening to pleasant music, taking baths, massage, be creative. All those things will elevate your frequency as you feel very relaxed. The more relaxed we are, the more we'll be able to elevate our frequency. And also call on higher beings, call on for their assistance, for their assistance. And when you call on for assistance, or you ask questions, or you pray, the answers from many people are expecting verbal answers, but they will come maybe in some other. Often we receive the answer on a vibration. It's just a feeling, a sensation that comes. For the universe, the higher universe works through feeling. But if the feeling communication fails, then they move into words, because it's like the lower form. But and eventually words will come. But first, accept to receive it in the feeling state, and know you're already entering into a galactic society. Know you already are a multi-dimensional being, and so this is really be there already. What is the escapee? Nothing. The escapee card is nothing is better than home. It's about creating an environment that is very pleasant, to feel really well within your body, to create a good life. And everything is about creating a good life for ourselves. I also wanted to discuss I've had many questions through email about how to deal with dreams. Sometimes we have positive dream and negative dream, and so there was like Descartes used to think dreams are completely meaningless, but then Freud thought that everything can be revealed through dreams. So I'm not Freudian, so I don't have these beliefs that the Oedipian complex is like a universal thing. It was his thing, it was his own personal thing he projected onto humanity. Yet he placed back the dream as something significant, and dreams are significant. But if you have a nightmare, do not try to understand it. You release it. It's releasing energy. Let it go. If you try to understand a nightmare and you dwell on it and you try to dissect it, it will come back again and again and again and again in stronger form. Let go of all the negative dream. When you have a beautiful dream, then you can dissect it. You can try to understand it. You can cultivate it. If it comes back, then so be it. It will be fine. But everybody's got has got traumas from childhood and all kinds of things. But if you dwell on it, it will come back. It will get old. So just let it go as much as possible. Just be attuned to your positive dreams and realize that all the nightmares are just passing things, releasing energy. It's like a blessing in some sense, because those negative things that you needed to be released, when you wake up in the morning, you realize it was just a dream. You can let it go. It's not like if you were like having to deal with it on a physical plane. So I also wanted to say, if you give me I'm still doing private sessions, I may have to stop them. So send me an email. For sometimes I receive donations, but no email to ask me for a session. I consider it a donation. So if you want a private session, works for donation, I'll appreciate you send me an email, so it can help me to maybe schedule it. But I may have to stop that. In any event, I thank you for your comments and likes and share and subscription. I really enjoy to see your comments. It's nice to see that those messages are appreciated. For right now, we are forced to change. There is this if we don't change, if we don't follow our soul plan and follow the inner call, we'll be frustrated. So it's like we are kind of pushed into the outside of our comfort zone. For all are given equal opportunity to ascend into fifth dimension, and so it's very much about moving into the feeling states. But then when we understand, we have a clear understanding that resolve questioning that we had inside, it elevates naturally our consciousness. So it's about tuning into the higher mind as much as possible. And so I'm going to pull a few cards. I changed the decks today to so the past is happy circumstances, to know that there is a timing, there is a divine timing. Right now it is the wind of change. So the wind is changing, the time is changing, we're really changing, and all the old is just maintained on the surface, but within there is so much change, and very soon the world will be free again. We're going to recreate a new society. See it already, visualize it already, imagine your ideal life. What is it you expect from the universe? God can provide it. You are worthy of what you've been asking for, and the universe can bring it to you. You have to understand that deeply. If you believe that you're not worthy of what you ask, or you don't deserve it, or if you believe the universe is incapable of making your dreams come true, then it will stay on hold. So believe that, know that. And the future is the message in the bottle. It was my card of the day, is to read the signs. What we're working on now is the tribe, to reconnect to those people that make us feel good, that are aligned with our frequency, we can support each other, we can co-create together, where there is no like where we can connect to this soul family, this soul group, where we feel that people that think like us. And the future is between worlds. Is to understand we're in a buffer zone. So the concept, the idea is when I was going to talk about today, is that if you think you are lost in your life, you don't know what to do, you have no clue, you feel disoriented, you don't know what to do about your future, about all kinds of things, that is actually a really good sign. You have completely left the third dimension, because if you were inside third dimension, you would know exactly what to do according to this dimension. But if there is a feeling of sense and a sense of being lost, it's because we are between the worlds. We have already moved towards the fifth dimension, and so just be patient. Call on your guidance, call on your angels. They will reassure you that everything is well, although the consciousness is still in into this buffer zone. I'm going to discuss a few more ideas, but I thought I'd sing a couple of songs. They're more like philosophical songs. This comes from a band that's been trying to awaken humanity for decades. It's called Pink Floyd. It goes like this. Hey you, out there in the cold, getting lonely, getting old, can you feel me? Hey you, standing in the aisle with itchy feet and fading smile, can you feel me? Hey you, don't help them to bury the light. Don't give in without a fight. Hey you, out there on your own, sitting naked by the phone, would you touch me? Hey you, with your ear against the wall, waiting for someone to call, would you touch me? Hey you, would you help me to carry the stone? Open your heart, I'm coming home. But it was only a fantasy. The wall was too high, as you can see. No matter how he tried, he could not break free, and a worm ate into his brain. Hey you, out there on the road, always doing what you told, would you help me? Hey you, don't tell me there's no hope at all. Together we stand, divided we fall, we fall, we fall. Great song from a great band. United we stand, and together we stand, divided we fall. And those where we'll come to understand all those principles in time, for there is a great deal of philosophy in rock and roll. What we'll discuss a few ideas is that the first one is that there is really no need to try to express the dark conspiracies of all the negative extraterrestrial, the reptoid, the reptilians, and all the dark agenda to all those who are the main population who's completely unaware. Huh? It's like they already have so much to deal with. What you want is to ease their mind a little bit about saying there is not all that much danger about that virus. It's just a flu, and if you have you're not gonna get it, and so just ease their mind, don't add to their burden, and so they would be completely unable to cooperate when everything's gonna come up. The truth is gonna come up this year, so that's when they will God decide that everybody will have to deal with it, and it will be quite traumatic. But for now, it's just stay on the light side and do not. It's good to enlighten people, but enlighten them on those things that they are ready to accept. I also wanted to talk about intimate relationships. When we moved, before in the past, we were looking for in intimate relationship those people that would complement us, that would feel the lack that we had within ourselves, and complementary, the codependency. But those cannot last for very long because we're depending on someone else to provide what we're lacking. When we move into wholeness, that we are able to give to ourselves what we're expecting from relationship, then the relationship can last. We're no longer in codependency, we're into interdependency. So it is important to give yourself the love that you seek in a relationship before you can actually bring into this higher level of relationship into your life. So do your personal work. Also wanted to discuss the idea that the planet is not a possession. It is not a possession, which is the guardian of the planet. It is destructible. Huh? We've been treating it like it's just a thing that can, how far can we push the limits? But we have to learn to live without doing harm to the environment and to do harm to others. And so, but love heals when you have good thoughts, positive thoughts, and you heal. There is a healing process that happens through love, loving the planet. It's like loving people, loving and putting love everywhere. That really assists more than anything else. For the goal is 5D living, to live in 5D and and it is on the way. The more you feel like you have no clue about what's going on and about the truth, well, you feel your truth, but whatever you feel is you feel, and you're here and you're now and the circumstances and so on. But the more you feel that you feel disconnected, the closer you are to this actually reaching that point of. For now, we're not yet in fifth dimension. Once we get in fifth dimension, we'll be anchored. We'll have this light of fifth or sixth dimension. We'll be completely anchored and we'll have clarity. But when we move from 3D to 5D, there is all these buffer zones that is completely. So it is a good sign. If you feel lost, it's a good sign. Just call on help from your guides. Also, when I say truth is like a vibration, it's not an understanding. Although understanding will elevate our consciousness, we have to work with both minds, both brains. Truth is a vibration. Just make this sound circulate in your body. The home, home, home. It has a magical, amazing power. It is the power of God. There is a balance of power. God is always balancing the energies, and so it's accepting the power to change, the power within to change, and the power to flow. For there is a great deal of overrating of power. Power is like the love of power has been really what's been somewhat of a problem on the earth, but it's more the power of love that we're seeking to discover. And observe within yourself where there is more power, when more power is needed, or too much power is applied, and to bring this balance, do not be afraid of your own power, for there is three powers that God has that exercise all the time: the power of love, For God is because this power of love makes he knows all things. Through the power of wisdom, he can know all the means by which to transform all energies, and the combination of infinite love and infinite wisdom give him infinite power. So those powers are also those powers that the love, wisdom, and power is really what we need to empower ourselves with, to have the power within rather than power outside. And so, but there are divine impossibilities. There are things that, for God, is only limited by His will. He's the only being that He has no limitation, except He's only limited by volition. What He wants is what is. When He wants to change something, He changes it. But there are certain things that God that's impossible. It's impossible that you be separated from God. That's a divine impossibility, that you can exist outside of God. It's impossible. So God can never stop to love you. That's an impossibility. It's just, God is not capable of stopping His love. Another impossibility is God cannot make a mistake. This is just impossible. God He experiences all the mistakes with His creatures, but Himself does not make a mistake. He's got infinite wisdom. He cannot make a square round or a round square also. There are certain things that are impossible, but everything else is within the power of God, and that's the only power. The only power there is, the power of the mind of God that creates this whole wonderful universe. It's like He keeps it in frequency. God has never stopped since the beginning of the universe, has never had a lack in His power. The universe didn't exist. From the start He's created it. He's been maintaining in frequency, and all the plans of all this, it's beyond mind, but yet it is from the mind of God. So surround your mind to the Holy Spirit. Let the Holy Spirit be your mind, and the mind of God, the more and more, to elevate your thought, to elevate your consciousness. Find peace and joy with that company of the Creator. And so that's what I came to speak about today. The highest wisdom for us today is reparation. There are certain things that need to be repaired. We're going to be given the opportunity to bring things back into balance, to balance out the energies. What we need to understand is wealth, true wealth, to be abundant, to be rich, to know that, to allow new resources, new opportunities for resources, all kinds of wealth. To be wealthy means to be satisfied and happy with what we have. But then once we are that, we can expand to more, and to remove the idea of lack, to really connect to abundance. Abundance is having all you need when you need, so you can do anything you need, or you even want. What we need to do is well-being, to connect to well-being, to go to the feeling state, and the outcome will be abundance. Abundance is many things. Abundance can be money, abundance can be gift, abundance can be exchange, trade, abundance can be opportunities, abundance is feeling the sense of the possibility, abundance is connection, other people. There's all kinds of forms of abundance. We want to utilize them all, and this is really the outcome of this process. We're going to be able to be more sensitive and to utilize all kinds of invisible resources that we've been somewhat maybe missing or lacking in the past, for removing ourselves from the idea of lack. Well, I hope this message was interesting for you, for we're very close to breakthrough, amazing breakthrough, so we want to continue to follow to create our own path, and to nourish and cultivate the positive energies within ourselves, and not to allow those, whatever it is that was in the past, to trouble us. When I finish with a song, it's a song that's about a band I really like, that had very strong impact in my life in the mid-90s. I was living in Miami, and it's a very spiritual album. It's called this band called Enigma. I recommend it. It's beautiful. And for it is the spirit of the song. We need orchestration to make music really interesting and happen. But I was just thought, it went through my mind. I thought I'd sing it. It's a difficult song to sing a cappella, but it goes like this. Hi, 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 ho, hi, 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 love, 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 devotion, 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 feeling, 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 emotion, emotion, emotion. Don't be afraid to be weak, dum da 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 dum. Don't be proud to be strong, ta-ta-ta-da-dum. Just look into your heart, my friend. That will be the return to yourself, the return to innocence. Ay, 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 ay. the return to yourself. If you want, then start to laugh. You must then start to cry. Be yourself, don't hide. Just believe in destiny. Don't care what people say. Just to follow your own way. Don't give up and use the chance. The return to innocence. Hi-ya, ya, oh hi-ya, ya, hi-ya, hi-ya. This is not the beginning of the end. This is the return to yourself, the return to innocence. Hi-ya, ya, oh hi-ya, ya, hi-ya. Great song. The original video is very interesting because it shows like people in Delhi, in their daily task in the countries, but everything's going backwards, like going back through time. They're very, very spiritual and very sensual in the same time. Very, I really, the whole album is really, really powerful. And so that just came through my mind, and so I boldly go where I've never been before. And so the card of the day is about wisdom. It's about being the master of obstacle. It's the Archangel Sandalphon. It talks about divine conduct. It says, look for meaning in your life. Envision a different approach. Surround yourself with friends and masters that have proven to be of great wisdom. So it's about the tribe and doing the tribe, connecting to our tribe, connecting to those who have wisdom, who have love, so we can have fun together and to co-create. And also look for different approach. Whatever didn't work, it's no use to have to let it go and like to open yourself to new possibility of a new approach and call on the archangels, call on the masters, call on the galactics, call on your creator all the time, 24/7. Those beings are always listening, and they have special permission in this transition time to communicate with us here on these lower planes. I wish you a wonderful day. Thank you for everything, and I'll talk to you later. Namaste.